Good evening, fellow Lions, Leo Lions, Leos, and friends. We are back with our virtual leadership series. Welcome to the fifth episode. Again, I am Lion Rohel Bautista, the current Global Leadership Team Coordinator of District 16J, and I am happy to co host this virtual leadership series with our District Governor, Lion Varsha Naik. This month, we celebrated the International Leo Day last December 5th. This evening's episode will focus on Leos. Leos changing the world. We'll highlight Leo leadership, the Leo journey, and the Leo Lion transition. We Lions proudly and gladly say, where there's a need, there's a lion. In the same manner, we can say, where there's a need, there's a Leo. Leadership, experience, opportunity. That's what makes a Leo. If I may quote lines from our LCI, members of Leo clubs embody the best qualities of our incredible organization. They are devoted young people who realize the power of action. Together, Leos and Lions form a powerful partnership, one of mutual respect, where Lions learn from the innovative insights of Leos, and where Leos gain access to the proven strategies of those who have successfully served the world for decades. We have invited a wonderful speaker for this evening and panelists from our very own District 16J to share their knowledge on the topic. Let's start the program with our District Governor, Lion Varsha Naik.
Good evening. Good evening, Lion Rohel, GL.
Good evening, Digi Varsha. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing perfect. I'm doing awesome because I'm so happy that today's episode is focused on Leos and Leo leadership. And Rohel, I want to hear more and more from the Leos because we have a lot of opportunity to talk about leadership and membership and whatever. But when Leos speak, they speak from the heart. And I must say, Leo has a very innovative ideas. They have vision. They are goal oriented, right? What they wanted from us, what they wanted from Lions, right? That is important because we have so many Leo clubs. Even in our district, we have so many Leo clubs. We have so many active Leo members, but I want to see the transition from Leo to Lion and how the Leos can change the world, right? Leos are our future. Leos are our future leaders and Leos are our leaders, right? And we are very thankful to LCI initiative, Leo Lion program. And we are fortunate today. We have past Leo Lion liaison from LCI, Leo Lion Ayush Bagla. It's a great opportunity for everybody to hear from Ayush and hear from our Leo panelist and our Leo Lion from the District 16J, how the Leos change the world, right? And we as a Lion, we are really looking forward for that kind of conversation on a regular basis, right, Rohil?
Yes,
So
definitely.
I don't want to speak much about today's episode. We are so happy, so fortunate that we have so many good speakers and a Leo panelists, and of course, our GLT, Rohel, your initiative to start this together. We can program, and it is going really great and really interesting. So, thank you so much. And without any ado, I think we should start our program and we should invite our moderator of the show, Leo Lion Saloni Naik.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited about what in store for us this evening. So this evening's talk portion will be moderated by our very own Leo Lion Salona Naik. She is the past Lion liaison of District 16J, and she was a member of Edison Visionary Leo Club and now a member of Metro Park Lions Club. So let us welcome Leo Lion Saloni Naik.
First and foremost, thank you so much for having me tonight. I am excited to moderate. I'm excited to see what all these other Leo Lions and Leos have to say about the whole program. I personally think the Leo Lion program is one of the best things I have seen happen in a while. It's unique in its own way, and it's fortunate and helpful to so many other people. I'm going to start us off by introducing Ayush Bagla. Ayush Bagla is from Kolkata, India. He was appointed by International President Jung Gyul Choi to serve as a Leo Lion Board Liaison of Lions Club International from 2020 through 2021. Ayush has been an active Leo since joining the Calcutta Park Avenue Leo Club in 2008. He transitioned to a Leo Lion in 2015 and became the charter president of Lions Club of Kolkata Leo in 2020 and is currently serving as a DCLC for Lions District 322B1. As part of the Leo program, he has held a number of offices, including club president, district president, and international advisory panelist for CA6. He has served as the chairman for All India Schooling and Me in 2014 and as the chairman of Leo ISAME Forum in 2017. As an ELLI graduate, he has also served as faculty for several Leo institutes and training programs, young facilitator for DGE training during the Las Vegas convention in 2018, and as a presenter in the DGE training during the virtual convention. He has also presented in the International Convention of 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2021. He is the COO of KB International, an official licensee of LCI. He holds a double master's degree in financial markets and investments and management from SK EMA Business School, France, and US campuses. He is a board member of J.D. Birla Institute Alumni Association. He was also selected as one of the top 20 under-18 footballers by India in the Manchester United Schools and attended a 10-day training camp with the football club in UK. Ayush has attended several international conventions and participated in 7 ISAME forums, 4 Africa forums, 4 Europe forums, 3 OSEAL forums, and 1 Canada forum. He has extended 6 Lions clubs, and is a Melvin Jones Fellow, has received 3 International President's Leadership Medal, as well as the International Leo of the Year. Past Leo Liaison Board Liaison Ayush carries on a proud family tradition of Lion service. His father, PDG Suraj Bagla, and mother, PMCC Rashmi Bagla, wife Leo Lion Dhavni Bagla, and brother, International Leo Advisory Panelist Akshit Bagla, have all served with distinction for many years. Let us now bring Ayush Bagla on the screen and let's see what he has to say. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Saloni, for that kind introduction. A very good afternoon to all the Leos and Lions of District 16J. Please accept my warm welcome from all the way from India to each and every one of you. And first of all, thank you for having me on board on this very interesting discussion on how Leos change the world. And it's my pleasure to be amongst all of you. And I would like to thank District Governor Varshaji for that extension to attend this and take part in this discussion with such enthusiastic Leos on board. When we talk about Leos changing the world, I think we should add one line with that. Leos changing the world one place at a time. I mean, when we talk about the current population of the world, we're seeing that the youngest population in the world is right now in a lot of emerging countries. And let's to be very serious, if you want to change the way that the world works, it's going to be by young people like Saloni on this call. If I may add, so if I may count myself as young too, I'm below 30, so I might. Uh, so, people like us, young people are going to change the world. And when we talk about young people, then who are better in our organization than Leo Lions, and Young Lions. And when we talk about them, if we talk about them changing the world, I mean, we've seen so many instances in which Leos have come up with such innovative ways to serve. Yeah, while traveling, I met one of the Leos in one of the European countries, where they become servers for a day. They choose a specific day. Usually, it's around the Leo day, somewhere around Christmas, and they serve in specific cafes as servers and waiters. And on that day, they have a small tent cut on the table that, today, whatever tips you give, it's not our usual workers that are working here, but it's Leos, it's volunteers who are working here, and whatever tips you give today, it's going to go to this charity. It's going to go for the betterment of some child's education or food for some family, and they do that, and they raise funds like that. It's such a different way to do things. Then, in Germany, I remember I saw once they have Christmas markets in which, right outside the markets, the Leos put up a exhibition stall, a table, and they request each and every person who enters that market that if possible for you, when you come out of the market, bring just one food item for a young child who might go hungry tonight. And they've been able to raise so much food through that program. And not just on land, but I remember one incident where some years back in Bihar, India, there were severe floods. The lions could not reach the people that needed help. They were trying to go there by boats. They were trying to uh, bring in helicopters, which was very expensive, and but they were not being able to reach everyone in the flood affected area. And the Leos came up with a concept, with a new idea, that we could deliver them the food boxes by tying it into a plastic bag on a drone. And they used a drone to serve those areas, to get that food to those needy people. So I mean, we've all used drones. We've all used drones for our reels. I'm sure all the Leos sitting here, we've done TikTok reels or Instagram reels. We use drones for photography, uh, for putting up our pictures. But this was something new. We've all used it, but we never thought about it. So I was very shocked. And then, from the air to the waters, in Sri Lanka very recently, we had a group of Leos who, we've always talked about how the coral reefs all around the world are dying, uh, how, we need to re-inhabit it, but nobody's doing something. So the Leos took matter in their own hands in Sri Lanka. They took a team of 10 to 12 Leos, and they deep dived into the Indian Ocean in Sri Lanka, and they re-inhabited the coral reef around the Sri Lankan borders. I mean, if that is not Leos changing the world, I don't know what is. I mean, from land to air to sky, we are everywhere, and I think that's a matter of pride, and that's the beauty of our organization. That there's no limit to how we can serve, who we can serve, or what we can serve. It's just so beautiful that we can be everywhere and anywhere that we want to be. And if you see the number of members in our organization, and if you see the service impact that we have, so many million people that we serve, if you calculate it by sheer mathematics into the number of days in a year, the number of hours in a day, the number of minutes in an hour, you can find out that we are serving every second and every minute. So while US sleeps, India serves. While India sleeps, Japan serves. While Japan sleeps, US serves. So it's such a beautiful way that Leos all around the world are changing it, one place at a time, one family at a time, and one person at a time. And it's just the way that we work. It's a normal day in the life of a Leo. As your GLT Roselle said, that when there's a need, there's a lion, and as we usually say, when there's a need, there's a lion and a Leo. And and when we talk about Leos converting to Leo lions, I think that's the most logical way to move ahead for me. I think all the Leos sitting on this call, all the Leos who can hear me out there right now, it's a genuine request. You've already been a Leo. You've taken that leadership initiative to change the world. Your next step, logical step, when you do your middle school, you go to high school. Once you're done with high school, you go for graduation. So that's how you do it here also. Once you're a Leo, you have that lion's chip embedded in you. So we expect you to become a Leo lion. There's so many benefits that you can have once you become a Leo lion. You obviously get a special pin when you become a Leo lion. You have an entrance fee waiver, so you do not pay the entrance fee. Uh, you also have a 50% due waiver. So right now the LCI dues is around 43 US dollars, but Leo Lions up to the age of 35, they pay only 21.5, 50% of the international dues. Um, Also, we understand that Leo Lions are young professionals. They are students who would be entering professional fields very soon. So we also have a special LinkedIn group for Leo Lions, which they can be a part of, and you can utilize that LinkedIn professional group for your professional growth also. There's something called the Advanced Lions Leadership Institute. Our organization is known for its very serious and very informative leadership institutes. And one of them is the ALLI, the Advanced Lions Leadership Institute. And every Leo Lion from each constitutional area can apply for the ALI, and one lion from each CA would get a scholarship of 1,375 US dollars to attend uh, that institute. And it is, trust me, it's a life-changing institute, and you can learn so much. You also have the cultural ambassador exchange program, wherein each Leo gets an opportunity to apply. Leo line gets an opportunity to apply, and you can then receive 2,625 US dollars to travel to any of the area forums of any other constitutional area. Shout out to Leo Lion Brandon Johnson from US this year, who got the ability to travel to Greece this year, and to attend the Europa Forum. So, you can do that also. One of the very important things that I would also like to address while I'm here is, how can lions help Leos convert into Leo lions, or what needs to be done once the Leos are ready to move into Leo lions. I think when you change cities, when you change countries, you have a cultural shock. We talk about that cultural shock a lot of times. I think similarly, when a Leo becomes a Leo lion and he moves into the lion's folds of things, there is a cultural shock. There's a very different way that Leos work. There's a very different way that lions work. So it's very important that the lions help the Leos ease into this, slowly and gently. They become mentors and try and help them, get into the folds of the organization. If if it's possible for the Leos to start their own Leo Lion club, I think that's much better, because that's my personal view. That it's easier because then the all of the members are of the same age, same mindset. It's easier for them to work. Uh, there's a way. Even if you don't have 20 members to start with, even if you have 5 members, you can start a Leo Lion branch club, and then all those 5 people can have their own leadership, and they can work with the Lions Club that they're associated with, while having their own identity. I think that's one of the ways that can be the future of Leo Lions clubs. And once you have more members, you can then obviously convert into a full-fledged club. I think that's one of the ways that Lions can help Leos transition into good and better Leo Lions. So when we talk about Leos and Lions and Leo Lions, I think one of the most important things that that's required for Leos and for younger generations is that we enjoy ourselves. If you're not enjoying ourselves in this organization, we will not be around. There's so many opportunities that young people today have to serve, to lead, to learn. And I think the reason that our organization is the world's largest is because we are like a family, and we enjoy serving together, we enjoy leading together. And in the part of India that I belong to, we've taken out a new acronym for Leo. When LEO stands for Leadership Experience Opportunity, we keep telling ourselves that LEO stands also for Let's Enjoy Ourselves, and that's what I think we're doing the most, and that's what I think is helping us serve better and lead better. And I think that kind of answers the question on how Leos are changing the world all over. Um, I think that is it from my side. Uh, Thank you to all the Leos who are listening to us today. And thank you for the service from the heart that all of you do. Varsha and Saloni and Rujal, over to you.
Leoline, Ayush, thank you so much for all the information you just gave us. I'm sure everyone listening here today, as well as myself, are very much interested to listen and hear more. Because a lot of times we don't have the opportunity to learn from or listen from someone who has gone through the process themselves. We're reading about it, whereas hearing it from you, it's a completely different perspective. So I want to ask you a question about your personal experience from being a Leo and then being a Leo Lion. Your transition and how you transition into the lion that you are today.
Thank you, Saloni. And I think one of the things that was comparatively easier for me was my both my parents, as you know, are past governors, and they were all also former Leos, and they joined the organization as Leos and then went on to become Lions. So for me, from the day that I became a Leo, it was it was a part of me knew that I would have to become a lion. And to be honest, I had more fun as a Leo. But then when I converted into a Leo Lion, I converted into a traditional Lions club where and they were all people that I've seen. They were my parents' friends, so I've always seen them. From the point that I was born and I've grown up. So there's a lot of respect for them. But then you do not get to speak a lot out of inhibitions. Whereas I was a leader in Leo, and I could always speak up my mind. I had to think twice before talking to Lions inside my club. So I think that kind of did have a little problem. And you understand the culture that we belong to. It's not very easy to gel with people. Who are 30 years above your age. So it did become a little difficult. But then last year big we took a big step, which our Lions supported, was that we moved out of a traditional club and we started our own Leo Lion club. And I think that's been a very, very different ball game altogether. We've had so much fun starting our own Leo Line club and managing our own Leo Line club. We were only, I think, three Leo Lions in the district. From that, we've gone to around 48 Leo Lions in the district and two new Leo Lion clubs once we started our first club. And I think the way that we serve has changed. We've now come up with more new ideas to serve in our traditional Lions clubs. We're working with Lions clubs, we're working with Leo clubs now. So we are somewhere between the two platforms where we are bringing the Leos and the Lions together into service. When it comes to traditional ways of serving. So I think that's one of the biggest differences that
Thank you so much, Leolina Ayush, for letting us know what your personal experience was. I know on some levels I do relate to what he had to say. And I do know there's a lot of other people who are listening today who also relate and who can take inspiration from what Leolina Ayush went through, what he did, and try to do it the same thing in your own clubs. Up next, I would like to introduce Christian Novoa from Warren Lions Club. He is also another Leo Lion. Welcome, Christian. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well myself. So I have one question to ask you.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you, what do you think about the Leo Lion transition? How do you think it'll benefit our association and why?
Okay. Yeah, so the transition for me was amazing. And really it started with the fact that the Leo experience was amazing. So when I was a Leo, it really put me into the headspace of giving back to my community and serving my community, which is an important headspace to get when you're young. So when I started thinking with that frame and that mindset, um, I started to realize that giving back was something that I wanted to continue doing when I became older. So for the Leo line transition, that was super important to me because that was something that I really valued, and I wanted to make sure that that transition went well. And um, it did. Being a Leo really prepared me in how I can give back to my community, but really the transition fell upon the Lions who ushered me in and mentored me and brought me to some Lion meetings even before I was a Lion and kind of just said, "Hey, this is how our meetings go. This is us. This is the Lions. These are the people that are going to help you help the community." And that was big for me. I really just used the shoulders and leaned on the shoulders of the fellow Lions in my community. And another thing about joining the Lions is, being a part of the Lions Club, you're a good person, right? You want to give back, you want to serve the community. So when you're a part of that group, you're also surrounded by Lions who have that same mindset of wanting to give back, wanting to help others. So you're surrounded by good people, and that's rare, that's hard to find. And they really, really, really did a great job in just letting me lean on them, ask them questions, because they've already experienced it, they've already been through it all, so they know they had the same questions that you have right now. And I loved it. The transition was easy, and it couldn't have gone. It could not have gone smoother. Um, they're just great people, and that will help you no matter what. And that's rare. Like I said, that's hard to find. So, um, just super grateful how easy the transition was.
Thank you so much for letting us know. I agree with what you just had to say, Christian. I also would like to know how you think Leo Lions as a whole benefit Lions Club International as like the big umbrella. What is so unique about us that we bring to the table?
hmm So really, it's the fact that you're framing these Leo Lions into this serving back the community mindset. Um, you know, thinking in my state of mind now, as I've gotten older, as I've just started my first job, my first career, I started planning my future a little bit and thinking about, okay, where do I want to be, X amount of years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What kind of person do I want to be? And thanks to the Leo Club and joining that at such a young age, I realized that I want to give back. I want to serve my community. I want to help others. And it was because of that, of the Leo Club, that it made me who I am now and who I want to be in the future. And hence that led to my transition into the Lions Club. So uh, it the Leo Club is super important. Without the Leo Club, I don't know if I would be the type of person to give back and help others as much as I am now. I really needed that experience, that introduction, someone to someone and some group to kind of show me, hey, like this is important. It's important to give back. It's important to help others. It's important to serve. Um, I needed an organization to show me to do that and to have the resources to do that. And that was the Leo Club. So I love what the Leo Club does, and I love what the Leo Club did for me. It really helped me um, help others in the simplest sense, and it could not have gone. And again, the transition could not have gone better. So the Leo Club is doing amazing things, and definitely benefited me for sure.
Thank you so much. One last question for you. If there was something that you could tell your past self starting out on your initiation night as a Leo, what would that be?
Whoa, good question. Um, Someone to tell my past self. I would say that giving back takes some work. And that was another thing that I learned in the Leo Club. You know, it's easy to just say I'm gonna help with this event, but being in the Leo Club really helps you understand everything that goes in it. Right? When you set up a fundraiser, you really understand that fundraisers cost money. Right? It takes money to raise money. So it was little things like that you don't normally think about, especially at a young age of what it truly takes to give back. There's a lot of figuring out, but again, it's important to know and it's important to learn that when you're younger, when you're a Leo. Um, and yeah, and I would say another thing I would tell my past self is just to have fun. It's all about having fun, and you can definitely do both. You can definitely give back and have fun, and it's all in good spirits. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Christian, for letting us know your thoughts and your opinions. I'm glad to hear them. Up next, I would like to introduce Pranav Joshi from Step for a Better World Leo Club.
Hi, my name, Leo Lion Saloni just said, I'm Pranav Joshi. I am the Vice President of Step for a Better World Leo Club, which is a Leo club in District 16J around the center. So yeah, hi, nice to be here.
Nice to meet you. I'm so happy you're here tonight. My one question for you is going to be, what kind of support do you think Leos need when they're joining Lions Club or a Leo Club?
Okay, so at least when they're joining the Lions or the Leo club, so I'm going to talk about the Lions because that's kind of the next step for me. But I feel like it starts from the moment you join the Leo club because in my personal experience, at my Leo club, we don't really do that many interactions with our Lions clubs. That's mainly done with our advisor and the Lions club themselves. So I don't really see them. And like when I was a lead, like now as the vice president, I interact with them a lot more. I get to know them. But when I was just a regular Leo, I was kind of confused when my advisor would talk about like a bunch of Lions. I just got confused, like who are these people? Am I supposed to know them, etc. So I feel like having the Lions interact with the Leos, that would help a lot more in making the process a lot smoother, especially when Leos eventually become Leo Lions and eventually Lions themselves. And I feel like it just helps a lot more. You would also need, like Lina, you said, a bunch of mentorship, and like especially time on the other Lions part, because when you become a Leo Lion, you're technically like when I would become a Leo Lion, I'm going to be going into college, and that's unless you have fantastic time management skills from like being in high school, which like I can tell you I don't have. It's going to be really difficult for you to manage college and like your personal lives and then Lions and etc. So I feel like having a mentor to help you teach all that and help you like walk you through it step by step is like essential to joining a Lions Club.
That's nice to hear, and I'm sure that is something a lot of people can work on, listening from someone who's about to go through the transition himself. I also want to ask you the same question that I asked Christian, is what would you tell your past self on your initiation night as a Leo?
Well, I would probably say figure out your time management skills because Lord, you're gonna need them. And also don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to step up. Don't be afraid to just generally just be yourself. Put yourself out there, market yourself, make yourself seem like the best person for any kind of job. And but also with that being said, don't accept everything because you yourself have a certain limit that you can take. And if you burn out, that's not good for anyone at all, especially you. So know your limits, but don't be afraid to sort of push them a little.
That's good to hear. I also want to ask you, what are you most excited for when you join your Lions Club in a few months, as you have said?
Honestly, I don't really know. I mean, I've seen a bunch of the past exec board members from my club become Leo Lions, and I mean, I've yet to see like the whole process and how that works. But I mean, I think I'm more excited to see what I can learn because these Lions they have decades of experience both in professional lives, like as a career, like what they've done with their careers, their personal lives, how they grown. It's from when they eventually became a Lion to now, and then also as for service and Lions, and to see how they evolved and how they managed to not only juggle everything, which is something I just talked about, but how they managed to become who they are and what they said. So not what they said, but what they've done and how they did that. Sorry.
Totally okay, and that is completely well said. I would like to thank one more time Leo Pranav Joshi for joining us tonight. And up next, I would like to introduce Niksha Mehta from South Brunswick Leo Club.
Hi, I'm Leo Nishka Mehta, president of the South Brunswick Leo Club and past secretary. I'm also the Charter District Leo treasurer for 16J and a member of the Dope Squad. And I've been a Leo since I think 2018.
Welcome, Nishka. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great too. I want to ask you, as a Leo, how do you feel about becoming a Lion in the future?
I'm actually very excited to be a Leo Lion, and I think it's because of the community aspect, like how no matter where I go for college or my future, there's always going to be a Lions Club out there to welcome me. No matter like what corner of the world I go to, there's always a family there ready to welcome me with open arms. I'm also very excited to see a different aspect of service. Right now, it's more of like a youth aspect. We have different kinds of ideas, different projects, and a different community that we work with. But from the Lions aspect, it's, I think, larger because there's just so many Lions out there. And the projects are, I think, a little more out there. Like, Lions, I feel like they have different kinds of ideas, and there's just, yeah.
I completely understand from where you're coming from, doing the transition myself. It's very different going from a Leo club to a Lion club because in a Lions club, you have so many more resources that you're not used to. You're not even sure what's out there, and that's where Lions come in to try to help you and guide you in any way possible. I'm going to ask you the same question that I've asked Pranav and Christian before, is what would you tell your past self on your initiation night as a Leo?
I think I would go back and just tell myself to fully put myself in the club. I think my first 2 years, I was a little shy. I did take on some larger roles, but I feel like if I really put myself out there, I could have enjoyed the club a lot more and helped other Leos enjoy too. Because I think I developed like this passion for service. The very first project I did, I wasn't a Leo then. It was just a project I did with Lions. It was an expo. And I went home after the expo and I told my mom that I want to be a Leo. And so I feel like with that passion, if I were able to have brought in more Leos and to have, I guess, maybe inspired some of my other friends to join and hopefully passed on that same passion that I have to them, then I think that would have also been a nice thing.
I think that was well said. One last question for you tonight, Nishka, is what is your favorite memory from being a Leo, whether it be at a volunteer event, at a club meeting, with Lions, anything?
That is definitely a difficult question. I think I'm going to say our Leo 5K. because it was wonderful to see how our Leos came together and just created this project. So our Leo 5K is an annual event that we started, I think, back in 2019. And Leos worked together to market the project, to create it from the start, everything like from the venue, and we got to go see the venue and what we were going to offer the runners and just every aspect of it, seeing everyone come together and work together and just put this entire event together. It was amazing because we're just a small Leo club, right? But to see the impact we had, the money we've raised, it was just one of my favorite memories. Yeah.
I think that sounds like a memory you'll hold on for a very long time. And I hope you the best of luck in your transition to a lion, whenever that may be in the near future.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Lion Rohel, I believe you are muted. Sorry.
Yeah, the joy, the excitement of having a live program, right?
100%.
Yes. Now, well, I was saying it's wonderful to listen to these different perspectives from our Leos and Leo Lions. It's really enriching and inspiring. So we can bring them all together and let's ask some questions from Ayus or from anybody else in the amongst our panelists. So everybody's here. Do you have any questions to Ayus? We are very, very lucky indeed to have him tonight. And feel free to ask questions from him about the journey that you're having as a Leo Lion.
So I have a question for Leo Lion Ayush. Do you still work with the Leo Club that you came from?
Yeah, I am technically still a Leo member also. The Leo Lion category does give you the opportunity to have like a transition period and serve in both your Lions Club and your Leo Club. So I am still technically a member of the Leo Club that I was part of for the last, I think, 13 years. So it's very difficult to not be a part of it. And I'm sure even when I have transitioned probably in a year or two, they've kicked me out of my Leo Club. I would still be a part of it, by heart because, it kind of becomes a way of your life. All of my, not just even a few, all of my closest friends are Leos or former Leos or Leo Lions. The people that I celebrate my birthday with, the people that I celebrate probably Christmas and New Year's with, they're all Leos and Leo Lions. So it's this organization has now become more like a way of life for people around me. So it's I still work with them, and that's one of the things that I do try to do is I try to bring my Lions Club, which is not the sponsoring club for my Leo Club, and bring those two together to do service events. So that kind of motivates more Leos to become Leo Lions. So that's one of the things that we're doing with my Leo Club.
Wonderful.
Anybody else?
Yeah, so Leo Lion, Ayush, sorry. So out of curiosity, how was the whole process of becoming a Leo to a Leo Lion? And how did you feel during the whole process? How long did it take? Just basically, I have just questions for the whole process in general. So like, how did you feel? How did it start? How did like your Lions, your Leo advisors, how did they walk you through it, etc.?
So I think this whole process started back in 2015 when I converted to a Leo Lion. At that point of time, we didn't have the term officially as Leo Lion, and a couple of us, my co-board liaison last year, Juan, Potter, all of us, we just We were, you can say, the guinea pigs program of the Leo Lion official program. So when we converted, it was very different. Our membership IDs changed back then, and we had to do like a couple of forms before we could convert to Lions. And now and then, at that point of time, I didn't feel it was cumbersome. But when last year I was trying, all of my friends were becoming Leo Lions, and I saw how easy it was for them. And you just go on my LCI and you report yourself as a Leo Lion. And that is when I realized that I feel bad for doing so much of paperwork and so much of heavy lifting to become a Leo Lion. But honestly, I think that whole process was important. As I said, it was undoubtedly a cultural shock once you move into a Lions club and you see the way that we work and the way that Lions work. And very honestly, when we as Leos we do an activity because it very honestly, even while serving, uh, it entertains us. It gives us something to look forward to. We would prefer going to an orphanage or an old age home and spending more time with them, probably playing games with those children or watching movies with the residents of an old age home. And compared to Lions, who are more, probably you can say, cash rich, but they fall short on time. So I think that's the biggest difference that we saw between the Leos working and the Lions working. I mean, I've always seen Leos finding out innovative ways to save even a couple of bucks while serving, and using that couple of bucks to do another activity. So when you come up with an activity which costs like $500, there would be some or the other Leo who would come up with a way to do two activities in that. And in Lions, they would be ready to pay 600 as long as it kind of saves their time. So I think that's one of the things that I saw, and I was really, I think I've been able to enjoy best of both the worlds right now. So I'm somewhere stuck in that limbo between the Leos and the Lions. So it's a happy place to be. Trust me. A couple of my friends, Christian and Saloni, would vouch for it. And you get to enjoy both the worlds. So that's one of the things that you do come across, which kind of is shocking for you in the first year or so.
I have a question for Leo Lion Ayush. It's a question I have asked Leo Nishka, Pranav, and Christian. It is, what would you tell your past self as a Leo when you first started out?
That is because I think over the years there's so many things that I could probably change, that places where I went wrong. But I think one of the most important things that I would tell my younger self, which I think I did follow also, was that this is the best place, the best platform to build relations that can go on for the rest of your life. And it's undoubtedly the friendships, the kind of mentors, the kind of mentees also. I have been blessed to have such beautiful relations and such amazing people, all over the world. I mean, today, through this platform, we're sitting together, and you're sitting all the way in New Jersey, and I'm in India, and we're still talking, we're connecting. And I've met so many of my friends, and I think that's one of the things that I would tell my younger self, that probably try and make more friends than what I've already made. But I think that's one of the things that I keep telling all the Leos, that all that leadership training, all the service, all the experience, you can get them anywhere else in the world. You can take those leadership courses at some $1,000 a month, and you can get those trainings. But the thing that you really, really get from this organization is that personal relations. When you travel to conventions, when you travel to forums, when you travel to conferences, uh, trust me, the post-convention scenes are much more fun. When we talk about Leos, we are, I still remember in the Chicago convention, in a single room, in a single hotel room, we were around 45 people from 30 different countries. And we were all talking, irrespective of our religions, of our countries, of our ethnic backgrounds. We were all together as one. We were just talking and we were having fun. And I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of our organization.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Leo Lion Ayus. We have a question for Leo Pranav from one of the viewers.
Yeah, so Anshul asked, how did I become so good with my social skills and leadership? And I appreciate the compliment, Anshul. I'm glad that you think I conduct an amazing presence while communicating with people. But how did I become so good is mainly just practice. I used to lead, I've led 3 or 4, maybe 5 projects for my own Leo club. So that in itself helps, along with organization events, which, I mean, they're sometimes hectic, but they're also a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. So it helps me because I, said like the order and I'm like, okay, I need person A, B, C doing this, C, D, and D, E, and F doing this, et cetera, et cetera. So it helps like also you help specialize and helps you grow as not only a person with and leadership skills, which you would need in everyday life, in every walks of life, because you can use them in school projects, you use them later on in your career. And yeah, I just practiced a lot and I just took opportunities that came to me, and that's kind of how I got here. And for Pranav Narayan and how has this process aided me outside of life? I said I didn't mention I was going to college, so it's played a big role in that. So, like I said, so when you say process, I'm assuming you're talking about like my life as like a Leo club. Um, so my life or my experience as a Leo has helped me grow and both in like my own personal life because like I just mentioned while I was answering Anshul's question, it's helped me gain a lot of necessary leader skills and valuable like public speaking skills, etc. that you would need in everyday life that are just insanely amazing to have, believe me. But it this played a big role in my college because it's helped me well not only talk to people in different positions than me. For example, me and like District Governor Rush and I were talking before this thing happened, like with everyone else, and it's helped like it's also helped me become a lot extremely professional when dealing with um when dealing with a lot of other walks of life. Sorry, I'm just brain freezing right now. Um, but yeah, so that's how it's played a role And I mean, not gonna lie, I kind of based my college essay entirely on STEP, which I mean, don't get me wrong, it's helped out a lot because I had nothing else to do. But yeah, that's kind of how STEP and Leos and Lionism has played a role in me going to college and everyday life at this point.
Thank you, Lion Pranav. So, see, one of the many wonderful benefits of being a Leo, right?
There's many.
Anything else? Any questions? Lion Ayus, you can also ask them questions if you want to. Bring out those enthusiasm and the joys of being a Leo.
And even Ayush, you can ask any question to our Leos because I believe that they are really great, right? And their future is very bright.
Well, I would, love to ask Saloni and Christian because you are one of the very few people who have genuinely in CA1 converted from Leos to Leo Lions. And I think that's one thing that I would really love to know from either of you on the problems that you faced while converting, so that I understand it's not always the good things, but I want to know what's going wrong or what's the things that we can change. And we can talk to LCI and try and change that process or help Leos much better. And I believe your DG would also come to know much more, better that, what are the things that maybe she needs to support in her district. So if you could share, a couple of problems, even one that you probably faced while becoming a Leo Lion.
Yeah, Yush. So there really weren't any big problems, but one thing that I noted when I came into the Lions Club, obviously the Lions Club is a huge organization, right? And they do a lot of good because they have a lot of resources. And the fact that they have a lot of resources is good, but when you first transition, it's so many resources that you don't really know how many you actually have and how to access them. So that was probably, I wouldn't call that a problem, but it was something that I had to get used to. And thankfully, the Lions that I knew helped me understand what I had and how I can use it, and they were there to help me. But for me personally, I don't know about you, Saloni, but that was the one thing that I thought, we have a lot of great resources and we're such a useful club, but there's so many that it's hard to keep track of them all. It's hard for you to remember what you can use.
Along with that, I think it's also very overwhelming with how much access you do have when you transition from Leo to a Lion. Because when you're a Leo, you're almost, I think it's a good thing. It can also be a bad thing. You're sheltered from like your advisor and all that. So when you transition to becoming a Lion, you are exposed to this whole new world, a whole new Lion district that you don't know anything really about, where it's confusing if you don't have the right people to guide you through it. It can get very overwhelming very fast, and it can be kind of discouraging in a way. I was fortunate enough to not have that experience, but I'm sure a lot of people do sometimes turn away from doing the transition because they're unaware of what is to come, what the Lions District actually does, what is out there for them.
Okay. Thank you.
I think Ayush, after listening both of them, I think I must say that we should have some special training program for the Leo Lion transition. Those who are like when lions are joining, we give them a orientation and we have couple of programs, training programs for them. So we should request LCI to start a special training program for Leo Lion. Like the Leo turn into a lion. So what kind of help they needed, so I think this is a good idea to have a Leo Lion orientation and mentorship program. And I was just thinking, I'm trying to do in this year to have a Leo Lion convention, like midwinter convention or like a fellowship convention where all the Leo Lions can come together and share their experience. So I think that would be a good idea. What do you think, Christian, about this?
I love that idea. Yeah, I wish that existed now.
Yeah.
I think it would be really good just to, like you said, um, meet everyone, meet everybody, because we all share the same experience. So I think it'd be good to have everyone together and kind of leverage one another.
I agree with Christian what he just said. I think it'll make the transition a lot easier, and as a Leo, you'd feel more comfortable being entered into an environment where you feel more welcome. Like you feel welcome from whatever club you do choose to join, but coming from like the district or LCF as a whole, it's a different step than just coming from the club you're transitioning into.
No,
That's
yeah,
wonderful. Yeah.
Vaishali, that's a great idea, and trust me, we hear you. We have done quite a lot of extensive surveys in CA6, CA5, and CA3 regarding Leo Lion training programs, and one of the results of which were it is not limited to it. We are seeing new avenues in which we can do this. But one of the things that we did get across was if you open the LLC as a Leo Lion, you will see a different training track for Leo Lion. So specific modules which we checked in all three of our surveys, topics and modules which all Leo Lions kind of chose. We've put those over there. Those are more about public speaking and conflict resolution and things like that. But but the more important fact is that yes, we've recognized the fact that Leo Lions need different kind of training from conventional lions because they have the best of both worlds. So we are looking into it. We're looking into the best way to do it. There's a lot of surveys, there's a lot of discussions going on, and I can tell you genuinely, while from my year on the board, that each and every international director, past directors, presidents, vice presidents, past presidents, they're genuinely interested in the future of the Leo Lion program. And they know for a fact that if an organization has to survive the next 100 years, Leos and Leo Lions are the ones that are going to take it forward. So I can tell you, from my experience, they're very open to ideas and very open to such creative ways to lead. So, we hear you, and hopefully very soon we'll see a lot of new things coming in for Leo Lions.
That's wonderful, Leola and Ayush Bagla. And at this point, I would like to say thank you so much for joining. It's early morning in the India. We really appreciate and we really thankful. Your speak, your whatever you say that really motivate our Leos and our Leo Lions a lot. Thank you so much, Leo Nishka Mehta from South Brunswick Leo Club. Thank you so much, Pranav Joshi from Step for a Better World Leo Club, and Leo Lion Christian Noava from Warren Lions Club, and Leo Lions Saloni Naik from Menlo Park Lions Club. And of course, thank you, Rohel, for this great initiative. And we are doing this series every month. We have with the different topics, and we talk about it. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. The technical support of Pratibha Niskavde. And over to you, Rohel.
Okay, time flies so fast. So we're having fun, right? I wish we have more time to do this. We have some questions here, but anyway, they can send the questions to our email address. But anyway, thank you, Leo Lion Saloni, for moderating tonight's episode. And thank you to our wonderful speaker and our panelists for your time and effort in sharing your knowledge on our special topic for tonight's episode. Ayush, Christian, Pranav, and Nishka, thank you so much. This has been another educational, enlightening, and inspiring event. To all our viewers, thank you again for joining us this evening. It's the most wonderful time of the year, right? And what better way to spend this time than with the future of our organization? If you have any further questions or comments, please email us at district16j@gmail.com. Again, that's district16j@gmail.com. And as always, we appreciate receiving your feedback so we could improve our process. And before we close this episode, I would like to share a quote from the 35th US President, John F. Kennedy. And it says, "The future promise of any nation can be directly measured by the present prospects of its youth." Happy holidays to everyone. Have a good evening. Be safe, be well, and take care.